Hello, everybody. Welcome to Occupy Pro Wrestling Live on a special edition as we are here to talk all things Elimination Chamber 2021 here on the reaction stream, live on the Twitch, and tonight also live on the YouTube. So, with that said, I am Alex Smiley. You can usually find me on Twitch at Alex Smiley Plays. I'm joined as always by my pals and comrades. First up, Chris at T-Bone is Live on the Twitch. How are you doing tonight?
Awesome.
Awesome. Also joined at this time by James, aka JJ Titan Dog 70 on the Twitch. How are you doing tonight, James?
The opposite of awesome. Unawesome.
Unawesome. And all right, I'm doing okay. Let's
Well, you want to run down the results?
Yeah, let's get into this. We're gonna do a quick rundown on the results of tonight's shenanigans, and then we'll go from there. So we started off. So we started off with the main show, Elimination Chamber, with the Elimination Chamber match for the basically to determine who would get a shot at Roman Reigns later in the night. We'll get to that in a second. We had the elimination. I'm just gonna run down the elimination order real quick. We actually had King Corbin eliminated first, followed by Sami Zayn, followed by Kevin Owens, followed by Cesaro, and last but not least, Jey Uso, which means that your winner of that particular Elimination Chamber was Daniel Bryan. And within minutes of him winning said Elimination Chamber, we found out what later tonight actually meant because we had our Universal Championship match almost immediately after that match, with Roman Reigns defending the title against Daniel Bryan. And in a pretty short match, I actually didn't get a chance to figure out the exact time on it, but in a really short match, we saw Roman Reigns pick up the win via submission, wearing down an already worn down Daniel Bryan to pick up the win there. So we kind of saw how that whole thing shook out for tonight. In the next match, we had the United States title, the United States Championship on the line, as Bobby Lashley defended against Riddle and John Morrison, who won a fatal four-way during the kickoff due to Keith Lee still being injured and unable to compete tonight. But that match actually ended with Riddle picking up the win by pinning John Morrison to win the United States Championship after after beating up Bobby Lashley just enough to keep him out of the ring. So the original
with some crutches.
So the original Bro picks up the United States Championship tonight. After that, we had the Women's Tag Team Championship on the line, with Nia and Shayna defending their titles against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. And after being distracted by Reginald trying to offer a bottle, of bubbly as I like to call it, we saw Nia pick up the win with a pin after a Samoan drop, and Nia and Shayna are still your women's tag team champions, just in time to defend the titles again in a couple weeks on NXT. After that, we had the WWE Championship defended in an Elimination Chamber, and that was what ended up being our main event. We're actually really confused about that. We'll get into that in a little bit, but in your main event, Drew McIntyre ends up retaining the championship, outlasting the other five, with the elimination order being Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and AJ Styles. So that's your kind of quick and dirty results. But then, after all that, after outlasting the elimination, after surviving the elimination chamber, you had Bobby Lashley coming out seemingly out of nowhere, just beating up on Drew McIntyre, and wouldn't you know it, and you hear that really fun theme that you never thought you'd hear at the end of the night.
Awesome.
And The Miz, with his Money in the Bank Money in the Bank briefcase, decided tonight is the night. We're cashing this bad boy in. And after a decently short match, we saw Miz hitting the skull crushing finale and pinning Drew McIntyre. The 1-2-3 with your new WWE champion, The Miz, to end the night.
Woo! And I'm trying to do the Miz girl face. I don't think I can do the Miz girl face right.
Right? Just
awesome.
Before we transition to the shot, I just want to point out, like, even up until the last couple minutes, up until the actual logo in the corner, I was thinking, okay, so they're gonna transition to whatever.
I didn't see the logo in the corner.
I know.
Missed the logo.
James misses the
thing.
We didn't even realize.
They went cut black. It was just like, it's over. Sorry.
Yeah, they did the thing, and then you were like, yeah, no, the Oscar match is coming up next.
Like, no, it's not.
Like, nope. Nope. Let's talk
about it.
Guys,
The Miz is the WWE champion, about a little over 11 years after he cashed in the first time to win his first WWE championship. Does it again. Miz is a genius. He's the WWE champion. I'm so excited. I like the Miz so much. You know how much I love the cowardly heels.
I know you like the Miz.
And the Miz is just, he's awesome.
The only pleasure I'm going to get from this is I just want to see how the Miz is going to try to weasel his way out tomorrow.
I don't think he's going to have a ton of very long.
That's what I think. He's not.
He'll be lucky if he has.
There's too many big badasses on the roster.
He'll be lucky if he makes it past Raw.
He'll be lucky if he makes it into Fastlane as the WWE champion.
Honestly, I could see him losing it tomorrow night.
Yeah,
and I'll be okay with that. Like, the Miz is champion in 2021. He cashed in Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank was successful. After all of the BS that we did with Money in the Bank this year, with giving it to Otis and having Otis hold it and then deciding Otis is not the guy.
It should have been Otis, but
it should have been Otis, right? But it's the Miz.
Here's what, and like I said, I understand. And story-wise, it's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move story-wise. It's well done, but like I said, the consequences of it, Miz is going to realize, I'm champion. Then he's going to realize he has all these guys ready to kill him. He's going to see Bobby Lashley. That's because MVP's going to come out and go, we made a deal.
Yeah.
Drew is going to be pissed as hell. So Drew's going to might just show up and try to kill him before he even gets into the building. Then you have Sheamus is going to be pissed as hell. He's going to realize he's got all these guys going to kill him. He's literally like, uh-oh.
Sheamus never got his one-on-one match. AJ Styles had almost thrown out, so he's going to blame that on him losing because he needed Omos at ringside.
Yeah, Omos is not there, so
How about Adam Pearce screaming at the top of his lungs at Omos?
Scrap Daddy was not afraid of
God, Omos is going to kill Adam Pearce.
Well, technically, he doesn't have to be afraid. He has the company behind him.
No, right, exactly. Well, I'm just saying,
but
Scrap Daddy.
But Omos didn't do anything wrong. He did what Omos technically didn't do anything wrong. I mean, hey,
he interfered in the chamber
rules. Well, he didn't interfere. He just broke a door.
That's one way to interfere in a match, is breaking doors. He broke
the door.
Look, he damaged WWE
You know what's
property.
funny is that pod was gimmicked because that was the pod that Sami Zayn was in earlier in the night, and it broke out. It broke a little bit while Sami Zayn was in it.
Oh yeah.
And then later he got thrown into the pod again, and
that's what Sami was saying, "Not my pod, not my pod." That's it makes more sense what Sami said earlier.
No, I don't. I think it was just gimmicked and they broke it accidentally.
Yeah.
That's why he was screaming, "Not my pod, not me! Get away, get away!" Because he already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, I'm like, that's one way. That's good. One way to look at it.
But yeah. So it is. You know what? I will give the E this. I'm gonna have to watch Raw now to find out what the hell's going on because I want to see what happens now. So that's smart. That's a great play right there. Because it's a shocking ending. Because most people were looking at boo. Everybody was just mad. Now the Elimination Chamber match itself with Drew and them, I thought was a good match.
I mean, we have yet another champion retaining in the chamber, which is still a problem.
Which I told you was going. I knew it was going to happen.
Well, we all knew it was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem with the Elimination Chamber.
No, it rarely changes. It rarely changes unless they're doing, like I said, the last time I remember was when.
But at least we have
Undertaker
something.
Had the belt.
Even though Miz didn't cash in during the Chamber, which I think would have been so much better, but what happened was fine too.
I'm to be honest.
We have champion. Right before WrestleMania, little unexpected. probably Drew gets the title back, but who cares? We get a little bit of a shakeup, which is nice.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, they're going toward probably, and like I said, they're going toward Lashley Drew. I think they're going that way.
Oh yeah, Lashley, my guy.
Because Lashley right now
The Hurt
they
Business.
are giving him a major mega push. He's and like I said, he's getting a push. It looks like he's in. They're just calling him unstoppable basically, and
The Almighty.
so but yeah, the Almighty. So essentially though, like I said, but the chamber match itself, I thought between the guys was a good match. Orton going out first was shocking. I didn't expect Orton to take that early fall.
Yeah, I liked that they did that. And I'm also surprised that it wasn't because of Bray Wyatt or Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, so they didn't
Because
do that.
of what?
It was
Omos, right?
Kofi, wasn't it? Kofi took him out.
Yeah, Kofi pinned
Yeah,
him. I think almost distracted him.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Only. Oh no, yeah. Then he got pissed and he just. He got pissed and he just RKO'd everybody, and that's what prompted AJ to tell Omos to rip the door open. Let me out! Let me out! I want him now.
Yeah.
And then it was Jeff Hardy looked pretty good for being Jeff Hardy. They did well with that one. Kofi got dropped. Let's see what was the elimination, and then it was.
After that, it was Sheamus.
Sheamus.
Now
that one
got done dirty here.
Yeah, that one that one was flipped. I did not expect Sheamus. I thought it would be Sheamus versus Drew, and then Drew would pull it out barely at the last moment against Sheamus.
Yeah.
Doing now AJ taking it's not bad. Hey, it's AJ. Literally AJ hadn't lost in like 4 months, so until like last Raw. So
yeah.
I mean it's not a bad move. But then that flying Claymore was pretty nice though. I'll tell you, AJ landed on that. Poof. Like, oh yeah, it's over. You ain't getting up from that.
Oh yeah.
But so overall that was a good match. Your thoughts, Alex, on that?
Yeah, honestly, it was. It's funny because it's a tale of two matches, really. Like almost literally, because you had the chamber match itself, which I guess it's one of those things where it's like the fact that it didn't happen exactly like I was expecting was a little souring. But I think ultimately it was a good match. To our friend Rob's point, like I think we probably got a little bit more out of the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, but as far as this main event was, uh, it was pretty exciting. I'll just say that much. And like, kind of to Chris's point as well, like the one thing about Miz waiting to cash in after is that it's at least smarter on his part, because I think that was my big complaint about him. Like it was different, but the fact that he had done that during what match was it we saw them do? It was during a tables, ladders, chairs match, right?
He did it during the TLC match.
At TLC. Yeah, that's what I remember now. I'm like,
that was dumb.
but it's not
We always
smart on
thought
his
that
part.
was
Yeah,
dumb.
so
That didn't make any
doing
sense.
the
I was
proper,
like, why
doing the proper, let's go in after the match. That was smart.
Yeah, that's what Edge did, and the first time he ever did it was that the New Year's Revolution was right after
the door instead of lifting up the chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have liked to see that, like it still happened inside the chamber. Like, how about Bobby Lashley come down and just batter Drew in the chamber for a few minutes?
Right.
Because they did that. They did that with. They did that back at like New Year's Revolution, where
that's exactly what
where
happened.
Cena had just survived Umaga, the last one.
Exactly.
He's champion. He's literally dead, and then Edge just then Vince comes out and he brings Edge out, and it's like Cena's just like, I'm okay.
Yeah, no, that's it, and I think that reminds me. I think that the fact that they had lifted the chamber up before doing anything else, I feel like that kind of speaks to the difference in the style of the chamber itself, because it's something we've talked about before, is the difference between the OG Elimination Chamber of what we've had the last 2 or 3 years.
They couldn't lift the original chamber.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
the original chamber was like 2 separate pieces that were like
they had to break that down after the show. That's why you can only do one chamber match usually at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Because once they put it together, it was it. They had to wait until the show's over, then we'll break it down.
Like I said, I miss them just opening the door up and being like, because that's what I wanted, a call back to Edge.
Yeah.
Inside the chamber. That's like a small attention to detail that I think WWE missed out on, but it doesn't make it bad.
Right.
Like I'm happy that Miz cashed in and won because it gives us some intrigue, right?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this last week and the week before, like we just seemed to like be on a slow march to to WrestleMania with nothing changes, right?
Right.
Drew
But
McIntyre defending the title in the Chamber, nothing changes. Roman Reigns defending the title in the Chamber, which he ended up not doing, but
Right.
it was looking that way beforehand. Nothing changes, and still Roman Reigns is still the champ.
yeah.
But now we have something a little bit changed. We have 2 title changes, which is very unusual for this time of year.
Yeah.
Usually
Well,
things are pat and set.
I think they're I think they're starting to get concrete now because with that,
Of course.
the Drew thing opens up a lot of possibilities. Now.
The only worst pay-per-view in Elimination Chamber is Fastlane because nothing changes at Fastlane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's called.
But
that's almost why it's called the Fastlane.
It opens up. It opens up possibilities now. With Drew losing, now you got possibility. Miz is champ now, but you have all these guys now that can reset. Drew wants that belt back. Bobby wants the belt. Sheamus is gonna want the belt. AJ is gonna put his, gonna put his stamp on it. So now it opens up the Raw possibility to go toward WrestleMania on the Raw side.
Yeah.
So so I can see it, and you know what? I'm not mad. I'll give them a smart move. That's actually a good play, right there. You got the opportunity, shake it up. It was shocking. It does give it a shock ending to it. Plus, also because they lost the match with Asuka and everything. There's no Asuka match and everything. They were kind of short a little, so they were like, okay, let's end this on a shocking note.
That's good. I mean, they probably counted that match and the Roman Reigns Daniel Bryan as their own matches, so
their own
7 matches on the card.
Yeah, so 7 matches. So yeah, now
6.
So now speaking of that, let's go to the Daniel Bryan the opening match, which is probably, honest with you, the better of the 2 chamber matches.
Yeah.
I have to really say, if we had to compare the 2 chamber matches, the SmackDown match was probably better.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I was totally engaged in that one.
Yeah, I was engaged too. I thought first he had some great character in there. Sami Zayn was so freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Sami Zayn doing Sami Zayn things. It was great.
Yeah,
it was great. I'll tell you, like, you guys are witnessing it in the chat, but I was like, when Cesaro was on the roll and was like 3 left, I'm like, yes, maybe Cesaro's going to do it. I'm all in on Cesaro here. Even though I knew logically they were going to go to DBB, is like,
I told
in
you,
that point of the moment, like Cesaro, and this happens every chamber match, like someone gets the rub late in the match, and you're thinking, wait, this would be awesome if they actually won instead.
Yeah. Because I think
Cesaro doing the swing. In against the chains. Cesaro had a really great spot with Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
where
he knocked him off.
Bounced Sami Zayn back and forth in the chamber.
I thought Daniel Bryan did that one too. No,
it was Cesaro when Sami entered the match because Sami was holding the door for Kevin Owens.
Yes.
One side, and then Cesaro just comes up behind and starts.
Yeah. He forgot about the other side.
Yeah.
He was like,
that was hilarious.
And
to be honest.
Cesaro just walks up behind him like, hello. You forgot about me.
Yeah.
But how about Jey Uso and the brutal elimination of Kevin Owens?
Oh yeah, that was nasty, man. That was
closing the door on his arm and just kicking him in the face repeatedly over and over again.
Yeah, they're setting up Jey Uso, Kevin Owens. It looks like they're gonna have a brutal. That
was a brutal elimination. Like, it just happened. Jey Uso gets in the match. He catches Kevin Owens and then quickly eliminates him. It wasn't even unceremoniously.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
no, it was a good spot because KO had just ripped Sami apart. Hit the stunner, hit stunner on everybody, hit stunner on Sami. KO did the freaking moonsault off. He's a almost 270-pound man, and he's doing a moonsault like that. Hey, that man crazy. But he hit that stunner. He hit the stunner on everybody. He hit the stunner on Sami. Gets rid of Sami. Sami took that stunner so well, and he still sold the effects of it. Because you see him just wobbling his way out.
I know he couldn't get out of the chamber, and Kevin Owens was like, bye. And then Jey Uso caught him.
It was just like, what the hell? And Jey's just like, don't.
Honestly, they had that spot so good. I thought that the chamber was locked closed with his arm.
Yeah.
He was technically he was holding it close. He was holding the other wrestler.
I know, but just the way they framed it, it was done really well. Like, I literally thought maybe it was in a locked position. When I was watching it, and then of course Jey Uso keeping it closed. I don't know why the rest wanted to open it. There's no disqualification. Like, if his arm is trapped.
You've seen a man's arm. Oh, come on! If you're a ref, seeing the guy's arm.
The refs are dumb. That's what.
The refs are going to do is try to get it out. Come on, that's just human nature.
But, oh my gosh, that was such a brutal spot. That was my spot of the night. There, it was just
and he started kicking him in the face too. So he's just hanging there like,
hit him in the face about 10 times before doing the frog splash and winning. And
Well, he
pinning.
was done. I mean, that's it. You had your arm slammed in the chamber. You just got kicked in the face 10 times. It's over. I mean, that brutal flash was just a coup de grace. That was just like that.
Anyway,
And I was
Alex,
like, oh, Jay getting mean. Okay,
Yes.
right, that's a
Honestly,
mean.
that
That's
Alex.
honestly, I think that's what it boils down to. Like that, the stuff between Jay and Kevin and KO tonight, like solidified. Like
yeah.
Jay did,
They're
if
building.
nothing else, Jay's mission in that seemed to be to keep Kevin from getting any chance at going after Roman.
That's just. I think there's two objectives. Jay had 2
Mhm.
objectives. First objective is make sure Kevin Owens does not
Mhm.
win. Second objective, make sure you win. If you win, you win.
Right. Because if he wins,
I don't have to.
then Roman's path through
Roman's
that
not.
is
Yeah,
is clear.
Roman's not
Yeah.
wrestling. Yeah, Roman's. You probably tell him to lay down, and he'll just put a
Right.
foot on him or something.
So like,
Yeah, I'm
So
glad
that's
it
what's-
didn't.
That,
But Jay
that was the
Uso's
two.
really coming to his own as a singles
Oh, yeah.
wrestler.
Like
Like, I
said,
wonder because Jimmy should have been back by now. I wonder if they're holding him off just.
I think
because
they're holding him off. I think they're holding him off because Jay is on a roll right now.
Because he
They
was
might
only
hold him
supposed to have
off.
like a 6 to 9 month injury, and 9 months was like January.
right,
Yeah,
I'm-
he came back on. He should be back the same time as Naomi.
right. I'm starting to
Yeah.
think that
Oh.
maybe, like,
They're holding him
yeah,
back.
one storyline direction they could go in is if Jimmy suddenly becomes the catalyst for Jay trying to break back out from whatever it is going on.
Or yeah, well, you got
I
two
always
ways
thought
you
they
can
would
go.
have Jimmy just join the family too.
Well, that was
Yeah,
my
there's two
assumption,
ways
too.
So there must be.
Yeah.
Either Jimmy joins him also, and they become a heel tag team with Roman as the singles
Mhm.
guy. Now they're the tag team version of Roman's arm. That's one way they could go,
Yeah.
and they can get one more guy, and they have a 4. Like if they pulled Apollo Crews in, they have 4 people, and they have their version like the Hurt Business and everything on SmackDown, like that, head of the table. That's one way. The other way is Jimmy comes in and Jimmy feuds with Jay because he's pissed. He doesn't like the new Jay. He doesn't like the way they're going.
That
He
would be
doesn't
hard to
like.
watch.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't like. He doesn't like the way the family's looking and everything. And he's feuding. He's gonna feud with Jay.
Can you imagine though? Because they do look so alike.
Yeah,
and they're
that
trying
would be
to
a
feud.
interesting match. Well, no. Well, it depends on how depends how Jay and Jimmy dress. Jimmy probably.
Well, I'm sure they would change up their looks so you
Yeah.
could tell who they were. But just wow.
That's the 2 ways they can go. More than likely, I'll probably go with them as a tag team first.
Right.
I thought they would have done it by
Because-
now, and it's
because
possible
they
that
need
Jimmy's
more
still
tag
injured,
teams.
but his prognosis was around January. He's supposed to come back. So
Yeah.
I think that they go with tag team because they need more tag teams in SmackDown. So having them as the Usos again and just pissed
See.
off Usos. Because they did the heel thing. They never did the heel
all the
thing.
tag teams are heels right now. So
Okay, then they won't do it that way. Then we might see Jimmy as a face.
there's like no tag teams on SmackDown. There's 2 of them right now.
I kind of like
Yeah.
to see Jimmy come in as a face.
Oh, I guess
I like to see. I would like to see Jimmy come in as a face though. I kind of like to see how Jimmy rolls. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
both have the same skill set, and it'd be good to see Jimmy come in, maybe the face to the family. They're gonna need somebody like that.
I mean, there's no reason they couldn't have been singles wrestlers. It's just that back to their twins. They're like tag
Well,
team.
they're twins, they're brothers. They've been teaming together their lives. I mean, hey, that's the way you break in, And then usually what happens,
Yeah.
usually teams like that, they have lasted longer than most tag teams, especially brother tag teams, have lasted. To be honest,
It
with
helps
you.
that they're twins. Like you can't they didn't really have an opportunity to break them up before now. But now that Jey Uso's he's had a good this is 6 months of him as a singles wrestler at this point.
And
Yeah.
he's been damn good. Honest with you, he's damn
It's
good.
right
at
after
it, so-
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
have that. So, but like I said before, it came down to Daniel Bryan. I knew it was going to be the minute they said that Roman's going to face the winner of the thing. I was like, it's Daniel Bryan because one, you want maximum heat,
Mhm.
and who's going to get maximum heat than Daniel Bryan?
Daniel
And I
Bryan
was
getting
like,
screwed again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's maximum heat. Come on, you know
Plus,
it.
they'll do it next month. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns at
In a full
Fastlane, and then
match.
you'll tease that dream match between Edge and Daniel Bryan at the same time.
You can do that too, and that would work. And it works because trust me, if I'm going to want a match between these two guys, and you want Daniel Bryan to be running that match. He is probably one of the best technicians in the ring. And you're going to set something up because Daniel has a built-in excuse. He's literally like, you caught me at the end of a match. I just beat 5 other guys, and then you come out. Yeah, you're the head of you're the champ. Yeah, then Daniel could just be browbeating them down. You couldn't do it. You couldn't face me when I'm healthy. If I did, I would beat you.
Right.
And then
That's exactly what the story they're going to tell.
Yeah.
that's what they're doing. And then he's like this. Then when I beat you, I'm going to take on Edge. Because I always wanted to face Edge. Edge had retired when I first got in. Now we can set that matchup, Edge between Daniel Bryan. And
Thankfully, SmackDown's real good, so this is exactly what they're going to do because it's good
Yeah.
storytelling.
and that's good.
Um,
Yeah, that's good
Hey,
storytelling. It's
hey.
perfect.
Speaking of Edge, speaking of Edge, this is kind of a good way for me to segue just a little bit, because overall this, it was really good. It was a really good chamber match. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I also this was actually another situation that I wanted to touch on with the fact that they raised the chamber before they did anything else. It was interesting to me because the rising of the chamber helped me keep track of like how long it was from the time that Daniel Bryan won the match to the time that Roman Reigns like made his way down, because I'm pretty sure either before or shortly after they like completely lifted the thing up, Roman's music hit, and it was just like, okay, now we see what's
Well,
happening for sure. Like we were kind of
well, they
calling
were
it, but
selling.
like we were definitely, it was definitely
Hold on,
happening.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
calling it. No, we knew
but
it.
I'm like, it was
But
definitely
they were
happening at that
selling
point.
Bryan. They were selling Bryan pretty much dead.
Yeah.
He was pretty
Yeah,
much.
the only bit of intrigue we had was were they going to do the match now, or is the match just the main event?
Yeah, that's
and they
how.
did
Oh
it
yeah,
now.
no, for sure,
So,
exactly.
I was thinking they might push it toward the main event, but
yeah, but they wanted the Miz cash in, which we didn't know at the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Like there was
Yeah.
still that
yeah.
bit of intrigue where it could have been okay, Roman Reigns will be the main event of this pay per view
And
because he's the main event of every pay per view. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll give them this.
this is
I'll
like the
give them
first
this.
pay per view he hasn't main evented it, with the
Daniel
exception of Royal
Bryan's
Rumble.
so good at giving you that little spot of hope.
Yeah.
Because he pulled the yes lock at the beginning. You're like,
That
no,
is
he's
true.
gonna
I
steal it.
know.
I was like,
For that
I
split
was like, he's
second,
gonna
I was like,
steal it.
wait
He's
a
gonna steal
minute.
it.
They're
I'm
not.
like,
They're
he's
not
gonna
doing
steal
this
it.
to me, are they?
And then
I thought he was just gonna get speared out of his boots in 1, 2,
Right?
3. I was surprised when yes lock.
yeah, so
Not that I
like
thought he was
that.
gonna
No,
win at that
right.
point. I was like, oh okay, they're gonna give
But it was that 1
Daniel Bryan a
second
hope
of
spot
hope.
here.
You had that
Yeah, they
1
gave him a
second
hope
of
spot, and you love to see
he
it.
gave you a hope spot, and you know what? Sometimes that's what you got to do. I
Um,
mean,
But they're
he
also
gave
trying to
hope
get the
spot.
over on
Hey,
for
yeah,
Roman Reigns. They had to like do
yeah.
that.
I
And
will also say that hope spot also gave me not only hope that he might possibly have won, but also just the fact that they gave me a little bit of hope in, like we were just saying, like we could probably see them doing Daniel Bryan versus Roman at Fastlane. Frankly, I wouldn't mind seeing that one-on-one match. Like give them something to actually build
that
off of.
would have
That
been
would be
that would
fun.
have been kind of
Like I
cool.
could see them building towards that. Now,
I would have been kind of cool if he had
Yep.
stole it and then ran out the ring and Roman's just pissed and then now they have
I
a
know.
rematch at
See,
Fastlane.
that's why
That would have
that's where
actually
I was still
been
holding out hope
hilarious.
for whoever
I know they would
won
never
the
done it, but then again, what if that did happen?
right.
You know what? You'll be turning on SmackDown.
I
You'd be
imagine
like,
they're still gonna have the match at Fastlane though.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh
they
yeah.
will.
No. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
will.
So
But couldn't you see the possibility of doing that? What would have been? It would have upsured Roman.
Mhm.
It would have made him in much anger. He could have came to SmackDown just pissed off, destroying people.
well, they wanted to have Edge upshot
No.
him.
Right.
I
Right.
know.
Right.
They
Right.
want-
Do the WrestleMania,
that-
do the
that-
WrestleMania sign
I
point.
know.
Yeah,
And
did
and
that, so
We finally
oh
did
yeah,
it.
so okay, so before we move on to another match, I do want to touch on the one cool thing where they had Edge kind of he still manages to be the ultimate opportunist. Even like we knew that he had the
yeah.
Royal Rumble, we knew he had his title shot, but the fact that he just like
Mhm.
started beating up on Roman right after that, and like he hit a spear, right? I'm just trying to make sure I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, he hit a spear. I'm like, there you
Yeah,
go.
it's
He
true.
solidified that that's where we're going with this. He
Yeah,
solidified what
that
we
was the
were kind of
announcement.
calling, but sometimes you need them to give that visual. And then he points to the WrestleMania sign, and he summons Pyro. What the heck?
Yeah.
He
Well,
summoned the
he goes
Pyro.
way back 10. He goes back to 10 years of being. He goes back to
Because
10
now we're
years
gonna get
ago
that
when he's in.
screenshot of
When
him
he's in.
standing over Roman Reigns, pointing to the sign.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
going in
Pyro.
the, that's going in the
Don't put it
video
Edge
package.
has the power.
That's going in the video package.
Edge has the power of 10 years ago where he can bring pyro on demand.
Because I
So
remember
he's from that
the
generation.
last time
so he
I
can
saw
bring pyro.
something like that was freaking John Cena doing something similar. I don't
Again,
remember
he's on
what
the
it
same
was,
boat.
but it's just he points at the sign and the
They're
Yeah.
they're from that same
he summoned-
generation. You know, you point at the WrestleMania sign, pyro goes off. That's
Put that
Edge.
put that into like the next WWE game.
Only other person that could probably do that is Randy Orton.
Probably.
If Randy Orton did, pyro
Randy
will go
Orton
off.
has done it, but he does.
And also,
Yeah, and
oh
the
yeah,
pyro will
and
go off. Yeah,
Orton bringing down the golden shower freaking pyro
Yes.
again.
The, Yeah, Orton has the power to do that.
I
So
was like, I haven't seen
All
that.
right.
Before. Anyways, so yeah,
I would love to
matches.
see. No, I want to see if they did Christian. I want to see Christian come out in the golden shower. Remember
see, I
that
set that
the
up
Well, no,
earlier.
Christian pyro
apparently
shower.
he's cleared to wrestle, and he was going to wrestle part-time, but we haven't seen him in a
Yeah,
month.
I know what you're talking about,
Anyway.
James, because he had something like
Yeah, you
that at
remember-
one point too.
Yeah, he used to have that. He used to have that pyro waterfall
Yeah,
when he's like, John, Christian, this pyro waterfall
exactly.
would fall down.
All right, so where we?
Yeah, everyone had pyro back
Yeah,
in the
everyone-
day.
10
Now
years have passed.
Now you have to
Anyway.
summon it.
Yeah.
how
you have to
about
some-
the women's tag match?
How about
it was
that?
okay. No, I knew.
Well, you know what? We should talk about it real quick because I want to save the U.S. title for last because that's more significant.
Yeah.
So, women's title match: Nia and Shayna defending against Sasha and Bianca Belair. Reginald is like stalking Sasha right now for some reason on SmackDown. So this is happening on SmackDown too.
Reginald wants the booty.
He wants the booty, right?
He wants the booty.
He just like abandoned Carmella and is like stalking Sasha Banks for some reason.
Carmella wasn't giving up the booty. He wants Sasha's booty now. That's why. Hey,
all right.
But on Friday,
he's gonna shoot his shot. He's going for both of them. He's gonna try to
See
shoot
what
his
you've
shot.
done.
on
Chris.
Friday,
You see what
he
you've
teamed
done.
with Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks and won the match to win the title shot for Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks.
Right?
So we're back to men winning stuff for the women again, which, you know, when James Ellsworth did it, people like lost their shit. I love Reginald though.
I think he looked actually pretty decent when he did it.
But I don't want to keep talking about him in the only women.
But here's the thing. No, here's the thing. I knew the match was dead on arrival. No, here's the thing. It's more likely going to end up being Bianca versus Sasha. I think they're going that route.
What they're doing.
So, but I knew the match was dead on arrival because one, Sasha's champion. They're not doing another double champion thing again. They've already done that like twice already in the last 6 months. So they're not. You knew she wasn't winning.
Right.
Two, they're setting up a match already. We've already seen NXT. They're setting up for March 3rd. That's dead on arrival.
Yeah,
so
Vince doesn't walk NXT, so it doesn't matter to him.
yeah, but they're not dropping. They wouldn't have them. Now, what happened is the funny part is that they switched out the Lana and Naomi thing.
Right. We were thinking that was.
Yeah, so much for them being the number one contenders, right?
Yeah,
they won a match a couple weeks ago, and we just kind of forgot about them
because they're setting up the Reginald. They're setting up basically Reginald stalking Sasha, and then now here's going to happen.
What I'm waiting for the day is for Reginald to get a title shot at Sasha.
Well, here's what happened. Reginald's gonna Sasha and them might get a rematch or something, and then Reginald's gonna fuck it up again. And Bianca's gonna get pissed and knock him out. And Sasha.
I just want Reginald to challenge Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
But they're doing that.
People get very upset about that, but I want it. I don't care. He's not gonna win, and he shouldn't. But I want it.
Yeah, but yeah, so
Reginald, even though we're supposed to be talking about the women, and that's very disrespectful. Alex.
But yeah. In other words, it was a decent match. You know, both of them, all of them can go. But like I said, I knew who was winning. So
yes.
it really wasn't.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna chime in because, okay, y'all know me. Y'all know that I don't like to be like overly negative on anything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna focus on a little bit more on the fact that the match itself was good. My only I've already kind of made my statement on the fact that I don't think they should have actually gone this route for this match, but it is what it is. You know, we got the match. The only thing I wish they would have actually solidly done tonight was set something up within the match that made this Sasha versus Bianca match or feud or whatever you want to call it. Make that very clear by the end of that whole thing.
Yeah.
That's
I agree. I thought someone was going to turn on someone during the match, and that was going to cause them to lose.
And they didn't even do that.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I was really kind of disappointed about. The match itself was fine. It wasn't
their fault. The story is bad.
Unless they're saving that for next SmackDown or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably.
So yeah.
This was more.
It's not their fault. The story going in was bad, but the match.
Right.
This is a throwaway match
for what was essentially a placeholder match for not having much anything else going on. It was a fine enough match.
Yeah, it was a throwaway
match. So the U.S. title match. So we saw first off in the pre-show, John Morrison with the help of Retribution. John Morrison is the new leader of Retribution. Pins Ricochet. Oh no, he didn't pin Ricochet.
No, he pinned
someone.
Mustafa Ali. He pinned
Mustafa Ali. That's right, with the help of Retribution because they were attacking Ricochet.
Well, they smashed Ricochet. Ricochet went out to jump on Mustafa. T-Bar. No,
Yeah.
who's Dio Madden's name? Forgot his
Fucking
name.
hell, it's Slapjack. No,
Slapjack and the other
no,
guy.
not
No,
Slapjack.
no.
It's
No, Slapjack
It's
is
T-Bone. No, I'm just kidding.
no, it's not. Wow,
no
it's
Nobody.
T-Bar.
T-Bar.
no, it's not.
T-Bag? I don't know. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
remember
one of
Maybe
anymore.
Bar is
other
Dominic.
guys, two guys other than Dijakovic.
I don't remember his name.
Nobody
Yeah, I forgot
remembers.
who-
Mace. Thank you. It's Mace.
Mace. Yeah,
He was-
We got there at the
him
end.
and
We got
him
there.
and them. Yeah, him and them caught Ricochet, slammed him against the corner. Mustafa's laughing. Morrison just sees that and grabs him, throws him in, and does a beautiful looking cradle pin. It's actually kind of fly looking thing. And then he got the win.
Yeah. So
So-
really, congratulations to Retribution for
Okay.
actually getting
Well,
involved
Like I
in the
said,
pay-per-view
Retribution distracted.
Here's the
and
thing.
Mustafa Ali.
getting
Morrison's first.
getting more
Isn't
than a
that
couple
Morrison's
seconds
like
worth of
been up for
airtime
6 months?
tonight on our
Hey,
show.
Retribution were on a pay-per-view for the first time
Right.
ever.
Yeah.
Even though it was technically
Even if it's
the
a pre-show.
it still counts. It still counts. I don't
Like
care.
usually they were
It's a
just
slow
absent
build,
from
baby.
pay-per-views. Period. Now they're like on the pay-per-views, but they're moving
I
up
don't
in the
care
world.
what I don't
Yeah, it's
care
a
what
slow build,
commentary
man.
likes to
Build it
say
up,
all the
man.
time. The pre-show counts. Okay.
Yeah. So
Show
so
counts.
now we have
SmackDown
the
got a
triple threat
victory a
match.
couple years ago.
But yeah, so what I wanted to
Sorry,
say there
go
is,
ahead.
man, I loved this match so much
know.
because they did one thing that I really loved, and that it was Bobby Lashley just dominated. Like he
Yeah,
didn't lose through any fall of zone. He
Oh, yeah, and it's-
completely squashed Matt Riddle and John Morrison for the
He's a
most of the match.
monster. They've been pushing him as he's a literally almighty. He's a monster. He's a walking monster. Which, honest with you, they should have been pushing that when he first showed back
Yeah.
up. They
I know,
waited
they take
like
a long
2
time to get
years
here.
to do this, to do what they should have been doing when he first reappeared. This right now, he's
But-
a beast.
But
No.
the picture I'm painting here is every time it looked like they were going to do the classic triple threat trope of someone gets upper hand, some guy gets upper hand. No, Bobby Lashley just gets the upper hand the entire time.
Shutting them down.
Even when they double team him, Bobby Lashley just still gets the upper hand. It took Matt Riddle using the crutch to take out Bobby Lashley, which is great. So it
Which
took
is
a weapon
brilliant.
to take him out.
It's a brilliant move. No, it's a brilliant move because one, MVP got a little too, shall we say, cocky with that. He had the crutch there. He's jaw jacking to Morrison. Now you thought that was going because Morrison hit the Starship Pain, which normally puts almost everybody away. But this is Lashley. Lashley's not normal. And so he's like, shut up. Morrison's like, shut up. And then he grabs the crutch. And he's like, whoa, what you gonna do there, Playboy?
Yes. I do just want to interject just to say that I enjoyed the heck out of that, like, that conversation, that confrontation between Riddle and MVP,
Yeah.
because one thing I had made note of, like, during the
It was Morrison, I think.
Morrison, thank you, sorry,
even
yeah. Between Morrison and MVP, and one thing that tripped me out about it was the fact that, like, you could clearly hear what they were saying, because I feel like in the past they've not had their mics, like, tuned in enough at ringside to, like, really catch stuff like that.
Well, it depends
Well,
on
it's
what
helpful
they're
we're in
doing.
the pandemic era and there's no crowd.
True.
There's really no
That's true
crowd,
as
so
well,
what-
yeah.
And what they did was they opened up the camera mics, the directional mics a little bit
I think
wider.
so, yeah.
to
That
this
sounds
show.
about right. Because
They just opened up just wide enough that maybe because sometimes you can control the directional mic, especially on the newer cameras. You can give them good 5, 10, maybe I think 15 feet of range or
That's
more.
a good point.
It just helps
Yeah,
there's not a live
true.
crowd.
And
It's
there's
been
not a
like
live
this for a long
crowd,
time.
Anyway, so it was just
yeah,
really cool to,
yeah.
like,
Like they can just turn down the audio of the fake crowd cheers.
That's why it was just a lot of fun to, like, catch that conversation the two of them had, especially, like,
And actually, I like that. I'm with
MVP
you.
was
I
really
enjoy-
getting into it with Morrison right up until Morrison grabbed the crutch. It's like, oh, hold on a second, oh.
Yeah, hold on, what you gonna do
Hold
with
on,
that?
I need that.
I need that.
MVP's like, I need that.
And then he goes, ref, he got the crutch,
Yes,
ref.
and it's
Like,
and
the
ref's
ref's like,
so
I
they
can't do
can't.
nothing.
There's nothing I can
It's
do, man.
no
It's no
DQ.
DQ match. It's a triple threat. What are you
I
doing?
know, ref's like, I can't do nothing. The ref's like, judge his hands like,
The
I
only-
can't do anything. It's
The
no
only
Anyway.
thing missing from that would have been MVP yelling, disqualify him. But, like, what are you talking about?
We
Just
should
follow
have.
that.
That would have been hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
DQ
But yeah,
him.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
And
that
the
You know,
ref's like,
but lost in all this craziness is Matt Riddle is your new United States
Right.
champion.
it's
like,
Sorry, Riddle. He's not Matt.
there
No,
is
he's
no
not,
Matt
but-
anymore.
Not
It's like
anymore.
it's like Vince was
Now, here's
reminded
what
too
I'm
much of
saying.
Matt
Here's
Hardy
what I'm
with
saying,
that. It's like,
'cause
no Matt's in this
during our
company.
prediction show, because remember during our
He
prediction show,
doesn't
I
want you to
told
think that
Riddle-
Matt Riddle's your friend by calling him Matt, so you have to call him Riddle.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was just
That's the reason Cesaro lost his name. So your friend is not Tony. You know.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah.
No, I said, and my first instinct was Riddle's going to win. Then I had Keith Lee was in. I
I
thought
didn't
to go
think
with
Riddle was
Keith
going to win
Lee.
at all.
Yeah, no.
No, because I thought it was end up being like what it did end up being. The original plan was I thought Keith Lee would end up being champion by pinning Riddle. I thought they would go there. I thought that it was going to play out the way it played out, just with Keith Lee being the guy that picks it up, because Riddle's the guy to take the pin. Now, once they say, "Oh, Keith Lee's out," I was like, "Okay." That's what I was thinking. Okay, so Riddle's probably going to pick it up, and Morrison's going to be the one taking the pin, which is exactly what happened. Because, like I said, I told you before, they're probably going to position Lashley into the main event.
Morrison was going to take the pin. Like that's what he was there for.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whether he gets pinned by Lashley or Riddle.
Yeah, Morrison was there to take the pin, but they wanted to get the belt off Lashley, but they were like, how are we going to get the belt off him? Now, what they said, it would work better if Keith Lee there, and because Keith Lee could have been the one guy that could maybe held him up just long enough.
I actually think it worked better without Keith Lee because then because Bobby Lashley couldn't have dominated the match with Keith Lee in the match the way he was able to with Riddle and Morrison. Like I said at the beginning, like he for a good solid 5 minutes he just battered Morrison.
It worked
Riddle.
better without Keith Lee. You're right.
And then he missed a spot over the top rope, and that took him out of the match for a little bit. And he was just
they both double teamed them. Basically, the guys were getting their butts kicked.
Well, yeah, they drop kicked him off the top over the top rope.
And they said they finally had that makeshift rivalry where they were like, oh, makeshift friendship where we got to work on him. Okay, they got him over the ropes.
That didn't even work. That's what I said. It was like one thing that just took him out of the match for a little bit so that Morrison and Riddle could fight. But then he got back in, did more stuff.
Yeah, like he was Jason from the Friday the 13th. He just reappeared again and just started killing them.
He had the hurt lock on Morrison. Riddle had to take the crutch and beat him with it.
Yeah.
And then
he hit the trigger. He hit his
he did
trigger.
He did 2 crutch shots and then he did the final flash knee.
He did the flash knee. He did the flash knee. He did his magnificent splash, and then Morrison takes him out, and then Morrison does the Starship Pain that didn't work
earlier in the match.
Then it goes to the crutch.
Right. Yeah.
Then he goes.
That happened earlier. This is much later in the match.
No, this is the end of the match. This is the end sequence of the match. This is the end sequence of the match. Because after Morrison hits Starship Pain, he starts jaw jacking with MVP. He grabs the crutch, tries to hit him. Lashley blocks it, gets him into the hurt, into the hurt lock. And he drops the crutch, and that's when Riddle gets in and smashes him with the crutch. Then he hits the Boldera.
That much I remember. Yeah, that like you said.
Well, I was only talking about the finish, like the
that's the finish.
Anyway.
So yeah, all in all, that was that. It was a.
So Riddle's now the U.S. champion.
Right. It's just like okay.
Which is
Bobby's on to the main event, so we can even
Bobby's on now. Who is this? Now think about this. Who would Riddle be up against now?
Keith
Lee. That's one. Keith Lee. Because they can turn Keith Lee heel if they want to.
Also, what they'll probably do is like that the multi-man match will be the U.S. title match, and it'll be like a 6-pack, something like that.
You still have
because you got Braun Strowman lurking around.
Braun's there.
Jeff Hardy's lurking around, of course.
You still have
Elias is lurking around.
You still have the rest of the Hurt Business. Are they still champions?
The Hurt Business. I mean, they're still tag champs, and MVP's hurt, like actually hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt. Well,
so I don't think he's gonna wrestle, but then you're looking at maybe someone like gosh, now I lost his name. Oh, Carlito, like he's still hanging around.
I think they don't got nothing for him.
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe Alice Black or Angel Garza.
Assuming they actually do anything with him, yeah.
Andrade's on the roster still,
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Black come back.
So, like, there's a lot of good opponents for Riddle that there wasn't for Bobby Lashley because Riddle's face and this, like, with the exception of like Jeff Hardy, I just named a bunch of heels.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah.
Well, Keith Lee too, but.
Well, if they want to, Keith Lee's a face monster. They could turn him heel. If they want to turn him heel, but he's a face monster.
Most of the people I listed were heels, which gives lots of potential opponents for Matt Riddle.
Yeah, there's a lot of opponents there, so it does open up.
Is Brock Lesnar match.
Right.
No. Much as I would love to see Lesnar, because Riddle still says he wants to beat Brock Lesnar and retire him.
Yeah, but Lesnar wants nothing to do with him, so that's never happening.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
He shot a shot and missed. Anyway, guys.
How would you always mistake on that was Riddle never got to know Brock personally and then talk to him. did that.
Yeah.
He tried to just do it all organically. Brock was
I
like,
know, yeah. If he had just done it that good way. Anyway,
Yeah.
Let's as we kind of approach the end of our show, I want you guys to give the show a grade. As we always do. James, what's your grade?
You know what? I honest with you, it's a decent show. I thought both chamber matches were fine. I thought the U.S. title match was fine. And then the ending, I say a B plus. It was it was a good show. Had a shocking ending to it. The ending, I think, the ending pushes it higher for me and everything because I don't like Miz, but I see what they're doing, and I'm actually grateful for them to try to do at least trying to shake things up, especially during this time.
Yeah.
And everything, and so yeah, I say a B plus.
All right, Alex.
I am going to say that in honor of the winner of the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match, I too am giving this a solid B plus.
Oh, what
See,
a shot!
I had that all lined up, and then
That was so
James was like,
cold,
"Oh yeah,
man.
I
That
got
was so
it's like
cold.
okay." I still gotta go with it.
Yeah, I know. I got you. B plus.
Yeah, we
all
But
right.
yeah, no, it was definitely a good show.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it an A minus. I think it's an A territory because all the matches were good. Like there wasn't a bad match. Like
Yeah.
even the women's tag team match. What was bad about it was the story, not the match itself. The match itself was great.
Right.
Chamber matches were excellent. Didn't have any problems with them. Like we usually on these shows, we're like, one match is bad. This is bad. Really, nothing was bad. A minus, just because I don't think it's like the best show ever, but it was very solid, and there was no flaws with the show.
Yeah.
It's not A plus tier perfect, but I don't think there was any flaws with it either. Like that was a good 2.5 hours. It was a fun.
Yeah, my only con would be you could have had one more match there.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess.
I think
But-
I was gonna say I think that's why James and I are giving it a B plus. I think we're still
Yeah.
salty that they didn't actually follow
Honestly,
up on.
the fact that we were at it every before 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah,
I know,
I mean,
it's
I'm
okay with
I
fine.
have
too,
work
I
the
know.
next day.
I'm
But
not really
if they have
complaining.
one more match, I probably could put A. But it just felt
Well, anyway, it's
just
my
a little
grade. A
Yeah.
minus. So
yeah,
That's
it's,
cool.
yeah,
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
nothing wrong with that.
Dig that.
All right, guys. So I think that is it for us on the reaction show.
It is,
All right.
and I'm sorry. There's a part of me that's still trying to take in the fact that we have done this experiment tonight on where we went live on the Twitch and on the YouTube. We're gonna discuss.
So if you join us on either platform, thanks.
Thank you for those of you who hung out with us on the YouTube and on the Twitch. In particular, our buddy Rob for hanging out with us in chat on Twitch. Luca Dark Sky, thank you for hanging out with us on there as well. Until Thursday when we do our usual vodcast. You can check us out at OccupyProWrestling.com for all things Occupy Pro Wrestling. You can find us on the socials at Power the number 2 the Smarks. And you can also find us on the YouTube where we'll have highlights and such with a link in the Twitch chat. And also, if you're watching us live on the YouTube,
If you're watching on YouTube, I'll give the link to the Twitch channel because that's how we go.
Smash that like and subscribe button, as the cool kids like to say. But yeah, until next time, until Thursday when we hang out per usual. I've been Alex Smiley at Alex Smiley Plays on the Twitch. Chris has been Chris at T-Bone is Live on the Twitch. James has been James at JJ Titan Dog 70 on the Twitch. And we will catch you guys on Thursday. Have a good night, everyone.